The think tank is a group of young people, mostly in leadership capacities and professional fields,
who meet on a regular basis to analyze policy issues in this country in the youth perspective.
The objectives of the Young People's Think Tank is one, to identify young people who are able and willing to contribute to the development of policy in the country. And that is through our usual policy discussions and policy interactions. Another key objective of think tank is to also bring young leaders together.
The core way for the think tank to engage and to influence policy is through networking. It's through events of roundtables, of meetings with key stakeholders, where the think tank can present a well-researched and well-argued point on policy issues in order to influence the key decision makers in the country.
Traditionally, people have always thought that matters to do with policy should be left to those who are senior, who are more technical, who are more educated. But the thing is, they end up developing policies that do not respond to the needs and aspirations of young people.
The large population of our country is the youth. Over 70% of the population is below 35 years. That shows whichever policies that are passed in the country directly affect us, much more than any other age bracket of the people.
So my interest in policy, and the reason why I think it's important, is because it forms the bedrock of government implementation.
Way back, I remember when I was at university, I had a passion to really be a voice in this country.
To discuss some of the ideas that I have, or the perspectives that I have about certain things that will lead to maybe a result, will lead maybe to a paper, will lead maybe to a dialogue with leaders, as opposed to sitting maybe at the bar or in a private conversation and talking about issues.
The think tank has achieved a lot in my view. The first that I would really easily highlight is the fact that young people can come together. Like that aspect of just organizing and organizing for a cause.
We have written various policy papers on different topics which have been adopted by major stakeholders. I'll give an example. The very first paper we wrote was on youth unemployment, and one of our proposals was suggesting a government fund to help young people who are entrepreneurs and have amazing ideas. And we presented the same at the time to the Deputy Speaker of Parliament. We presented it to various ministries, and eventually a program like that actually was implemented.
First of all, the policy language is very structured, and sometimes this alone sort of leaves out young people. Then the other aspect is also there's this deliberate cultural sort of thing in Uganda where when an adult speaks, you just have to listen, you know? So there's that where young people always find themselves being subjects to what is being decided and what, you know, adults say. So that is also another limiting factor, the extent that they are not even brought at the table of the policy making table because they feel they are either inferior or they have nothing to contribute, or, you know, maybe they don't have the knowledge to do that.
Young people are limited within the extent of exposure. And I guess sometimes when you're young and you're passionate, your ideas might not be as reflective as they should be. So you're driven more by passion as opposed to rationale.
If we can strengthen areas of youth participation in this country, that young people drive the development agenda of Uganda, that's when we shall be able to realize the change.
This is the time to bring young people together to talk about issues that directly affect their lives. And the Young Leaders Think Tank provides just that platform.
CAS provides a platform for the think tank, and the think tank members decide what kind of policies they would like to advance.
The young people in the think tank are already leaders, already have the capacity. It's just about providing a platform where they can engage systematically, where they can overcome also political ideologies and all the problems we find in the Ugandan political climate, and discuss constructively so that they have a basis to influence politics and policy making in the country, not just based on the idea that the young people are the majority in number, but also that the young people have the capacity and have something to offer in terms of their intellectual ability, in terms of their creativity, and in terms of their vision for the future of this country.